Hi everyone, this is Paul here from the Magdalene Centre. Today I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Libra on the 19th of October at 7:11 PM Universal Time, which equates to 8:11 PM here in the UK because the clock is still forward for British Summer Time. Now, the new moon in Libra is an opportunity to set new intentions or initiate new beginnings in our lives based in areas ruled by Libra. So this is things like balance, harmony, peace, equality, justice, and it's also a time where we're looking at, this isn't just balance between different parts of our lives, it's also internal balance. So whatever area of our lives that Libra touches, this new moon is an opportunity to bring balance and fairness into it. So rather than looking through the narrow lens of the self and what we can gain from it, it's setting new intentions to understand how we fit into something much greater than ourselves, i.e. society as a whole. Because up until Virgo, the signs are predominantly dealing with the self and self-development. In Libra, we're now pushing into understanding our place within a greater whole. And Libra is about the mental awareness of it, but it's also understanding where there is inequality and imbalances in things. So Libra is cardinal air, and we get an almost perfect demonstration of this through the wind itself. The wind is the movement of air to bring balance between two different air pressures. The greater the imbalances, the harder the wind has to blow to bring the two areas back into balance again. Likewise in our lives, the greater the imbalance or greater inequality between two people or between two different aspects of the situation, the greater the amount of change needs to be done, and the more the scales of justice will seem to swing before equality is restored to the situation. So to some extent Libra does deal with change because it's learning to, or its focus about seeing both sides of a situation and trying to hold them in balance with one another, so we don't just take this truth and dismiss this one, which is human nature. A lot of us have this issue where we need to be right, so when we're presented with some other evidence that clashes with what we believe in or how we view things or what we think we need to do, it can cause a bit of distance. So part of Libra's task is about accepting this other truth. So rather than one truth here and ignore the other, it's bringing them up to equal balance so it can be brought together so that both are recognised as equally valid even though they oppose one another. It's not necessarily comfortable doing this because we also have to question our own stance to begin with to see if the certain parts of what we're thinking isn't correct. But if we engage with the process of Libra, which is seeing both sides of the situation and trying to come to a fair outcome where both parties are respected, both parties' thoughts are acknowledged rather than one person saying I'm right, you're wrong, then true compromise can occur because we open to the possibility that the other person has an equally valid point to make. They have equal needs to us. They're not beneath us and not above us. We're equal. Level playing field, so there's mutual respect. Libra at its heart is about mutuality. By this what I mean is we understand that yes, we may be whole as individuals, but we're also part of something greater than ourselves. And to dishonour another part of the whole is actually to dishonour ourselves. So the more we can learn to operate with mutual respect, mutual love and mutual care, the better things will be, because we can see that what the bigger picture is. We can understand where the other person's needs are perfectly valid, like our own, and we can then work together to make something happen. If we continue to operate in shadow realm, where, because with Libra we may still try and we may still fear connection with other people. So during this particular new moon, maybe an opportunity to reevaluate this, because whatever intentions we set at the new moon, we also need to try and make sure that these intentions are based on our soul growth, not the expansion of the ego through taking control of relationships as to So the ruler of this particular new moon is Venus. At the time of the new moon, she's in her home sign of Libra, so she really amplifies the energy of Libra quite a lot as a result. But Libra is the planet of connection. She's the one who, she's not necessarily active like Mars, but she understands the need for connection between people. It's the feminine principle which sees how everything is interconnected rather than isolated. So this particular new moon being ruled by Libra is an opportunity to look at our relationship with love itself, because for us to be able to love anyone else and to respect them, we must first have that self-love and self-respect. Likewise, for us to have true balance in our relationships, we must first bring that balance inside, so that if we have two different parts of us, the shadow side and the light, they're no longer clashing with one another, they're working in harmony like the yin and the yang, and they're not causing us untold stress and grief, because parts of ourselves that are stuck in the shadow still are being activated and causing us pain through thought patterns and irresponsible reactions. With Libra, it's about forming inner peace first, because when we're in balance and peace within ourselves, then that balance and peace can manifest outside ourselves. So if there's a war of different parts of ourselves going on within us, then that's the experience we're going to have with the world around us. That strife, that stress, that clashing and conflict, and that polarization as we project our own issues onto other people rather than take them in. If on the other hand we decide, no, I'm not prepared to do this projection anymore, I can't carry on with this because it's causing misery for myself and misery for the people around me, then we have an opportunity to use this new moon to say, right, how can I make peace with my own shadow so that I'm no longer projecting issues onto other people and I can see the other person more clearly, because I recognise that that person is merely mirroring back to me an issue that I haven't dealt with so far. Because if we make peace with that part of us, we can then have a peaceful and mutual relationship with the other person. If we don't make peace with these shadow aspects of ourselves, then we won't have peace in our relationships. Because this is one of the things with relationship, there's only so much growth we can achieve on our own as individuals. At some point, if we want to continue growing and evolving through this natural evolution of consciousness, then we need to start engaging with people around us as well and observing with awareness what the different interactions we have with people are teaching us. Because if we have this attitude where we understand that other people are teaching us things about ourselves that we wouldn't notice if we didn't have them reflecting things back to us, then we stop looking at the world as being a place full of enemies and we start realising it's full of teachers. The other person may not have any idea that they're even teaching you anything, but if we take the opportunity to see things as a learning opportunity rather than as a challenge or a threat, then there's a lot of growth that we can achieve. But as I said before, it requires us to create that inner peace and inner balance within ourselves. And the new moon in Libra is an ideal opportunity to create this greater harmony within us, the harmony of the higher self and the lower self, the soul and the ego, where the soul gives the directions and the ego understands its place. We don't destroy the ego, we need it in order to interact with the world. We understand that the ego is not our master, the soul is the one that is in charge. And by sublimating the ego to the directions of the soul, we can then do this inner soul work and create this balance within us. The more we do this in our own personal lives, the more this energy of balance and peace can spread outwards from us. But if we try to force creating it on the outside first, we're always going to be juggling things, people pleasing to try and maintain the balance at all costs. And if we're trying to create peace on the outside by wearing different masks, we lose touch with ourselves. And if we lose touch with our true self, then the world loses someone who can potentially radiate more light into the world. It's only by being true to who we are but understanding that we need to love one another as we love ourselves, the true peace and balance can occur in the world. And this new moon is option to do so. Another aspect to this particular new moon is the fact that Uranus is retrograde over in Aries and is directly opposite the new moon. Uranus in Aries has been trying to wake us up to the fact that for true change to occur, for true utopian or humanitarian vision to manifest, we have to take that transformation energy inside us first. We have to awaken ourselves up by understanding who we are at a deeper level. Uranus through Aries has been telling us that there is more to you than you currently believe. And the more we get in touch with the different sides of ourselves we weren't aware of before, the stronger we become as individuals, because we become more aware of who we are, less susceptible to other people's manipulation, because we've learned a deeper sense of identity below the level of the ego, and we can apply the changes and insights and revelations from the higher minds that Uranus brings into our lives. This happens to be the new moon in Libra happens to also mark the midpoint of the Uranus in Aries retrograde. So this is a point where we may feel maximum tension between the insights of the high mind versus the sense of self-identity. If some of us, for whatever reason, may be resistant to these changes or resistant to the insights that are coming through to us to the higher mind, because our sense of self-identity is based on certain aspects of the ego, not the soul. So Uranus in Aries is reminding us at this new moon to stay true to ourselves, whatever goals we set, whatever intentions we set about forming balance, respecting and honouring our relationships, and understanding the needs of the other person, integrating them. At the same time, we must never lose sight of who we are as individuals. If we start engaging in people pleasing and modifying our behaviour to please other people, we lose sight of who we are. And Uranus is telling us that we must stay true to who we are at all costs. But at the same time, this does not mean becoming egotistic, this does not mean become controlling or my way or the highway, or flipping the birds of people. It's about staying true to who we are whilst respecting and honouring the people in our lives and realising that they have equal needs to us, and we need to respect their needs whilst remembering to assert our own needs. Because a relationship requires both parties to come together on equal level for it to be healthy and for it to work. If we don't honour ourselves in a relationship, then it's no longer the person that we're with isn't actually loving who we are, they're loving the mask that we're wearing, and that is not true love. We're just giving them an illusion that they're loving. At some point that mask is going to inevitably fall off as parts of ourselves that we've had to keep hidden so far are revealed through the cracks in the mask. So the more we can remember to stay true to who we are and honour that divine spark within us, whilst also creating mutuality and respect and balance and equality in our relationships, then we can get the best out of this new moon combination, which we will then see the end result of in spring of next year when we have the full moon in Libra and see the final results of it. So I hope this has been a useful gauge for what the new moon in Libra brings to the table. It may bring us many blessings, may learn and grow a lot through it, through achieving greater balance and quality in relationships and greater mutual love for one another, whilst always remembering to love ourselves as well. So take care, be blessed.